Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I am starting doing something new because I can't seem to commit to anything. We are going to be playing Valiant Hearts. It's an old game, 2014 as well, so it was on the created around the 100-year anniversary of the First World War, or Great War, or whatever you call it. But it's still an important game, and I just bought it and thought I couldn't miss the opportunity just to play it and talk about it, really. I played a little bit before in the past and watched a Let's Play a while ago, but overall it's just a nice game and it should hopefully be good. So we shall begin when I find my controller. So I've already practiced, so I need to start a new game. There we go. Let's go.
August 1st, 1914. After the assassination of Prince Franz Ferdinand of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the German Empire declares war on Russia. Because of established alliances, France is preparing for conflict. A few hours after the announcement of the general mobilization, German civilians living in France are asked to leave the country. Karl is one of them. A few days after Karl was deported, the war was hungry for more and took away Emil as well. A heavy-hearted Emil was called up to fight and left the farm for Samuel. Like so many others, he had no idea what fate had in store for him.
Now we are in recruitment. So get recruited. Sure, there's a couple of collectibles around here. Never mind. Either way, the game's full of a lot of collectibles that you saw in the sign screen, so. A diary. And fact number 1. The war was declared. June 28th, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, was assassinated in Sarajevo. As a result, the chain of diplomatic and military alliances in place, the event launched Europe into an armed conflict, with the involvement of colonies took on a global dimension. August 1st, Germany declared war on Russia. August 3rd, Germany declared war on France. August 4th, Britain declared war on Germany. August 11th and 12th, France and Britain declared war on the Austrian-Hungary. So the barracks. Battalions comprised of battalion headquarters and 4 companies, a total of 1,007 men in all. Companies were composed of 4 platoons, in turn divided into 4 sections, with each of 12 men commanded by 1 NCO, or non-commissioned officer. Britain was slow to mobilise on the Western Front. Half of its army was overseas, and with a genuine fear of invasion, infantry divisions were held in reserve in Britain, and not included in the British Expeditionary Force. While conscription only came into the force in 1916, voluntary enlistment was initially overwhelming, with over 750,000 men eager to show their patriotism. With the outbreak of the war, each century was eager to dispatch its army in the situ, as this is not relevant to later, situ as quickly as possible to gain the advantage, Railways were essentially for mobilisation and supply. By August 1914, the British realised the importance of the rail in the war effort and dispatched Royal Engineers to the front to build new lines. By 1917, 14,000 enlisted railway soldiers were working for the RE in France and Flanders. And the debacle of 1914. In the early fighting, the German army made swift progress across invading Belgium. They marched on Paris in late August. French troops retreated en masse and units were outflanked and repelled, taken prisoner or killed. The months of August to September 1914 marked the bloodiest period of the war, with over 1,800,000 French casualties alone. The French authorities described the debacle as an organised retreat. The war to win over public opinion had begun. And we got some collectibles there. So, let's go. Time for us to be recruited. So he's gonna run up, we need to... He's gonna say this. Go to the guy with the horn. They do have a specific name, but I don't know what it's called. Now we're gonna have a little tutorial stage. Which I think as recruitment goes is actually pretty good. Get the helmet? Or I'd have to beat this up. Okay. Would like the German helmet. That'd be great. Just let the grenade go off. Luckily the controls are quite simple, it's more about the story, but if I could actually aim the grenade properly, that'd be great. There we go. Ah, there's the helmet. Okay, got a German helmet. Let's have a look. German helmet. The legendary pointed helmet, the Pickelhaube, was used by German forces until 1960 and was replaced by much more efficient steel helmets. The different parts of the helmet, including the point for defense against saber attack, were adapted according to the rank, original, and weapon used by the soldier. On some helmets, the points were rounded. I always wondered why they were pointing. Let's speed up this mannequin. It always seemed like a strange design to have a point on the end of your helmet, but being British born and bred, you sort of have a strange way you're sort of taught the world, because obviously you're taught it from an English perspective. And it always seemed odd. We were never taught why it was a pointy hat, but it's like the stereotypical German soldier hat. It's time to raise the flag. Vive la France!
My dear Marie, we are on our way to Paris. The atmosphere here is strangely cheerful. I hope that the harvest goes well. Rely on our neighbors for help. They've always been gracious and charitable people. I'll write again as soon as I get my assignment. Please kiss my little grandson for me.
At the train depot in Paris, trying to reach his regiment at platform 21, Emile would meet the man he would soon fight alongside. The man who would come to be his truest friend.
And now we're at the train station. Gare de l'Est train station. My French is incredibly rusty, so you'll have to forgive me. Would have studied it up till the age of 16, and then I didn't pick it up as another open sciences. So, it's been a long time since I properly spoke Welsh. And also, I missed something. Anyway, steam train stations were very noisy places. There were no loudspeakers or display panels. The platform officials had to shout train information to passengers. Whistles were the best way of attracting passengers' attention. A bit obvious, but you get my point. So I'm looking for something else as well. Let's see if I can find it. But I do need to nick this man with wine. Have a wine? Watch this, watch this. Oh, it's found this fun. The first time I saw this, it was funny. just magically makes wine appear out of nowhere. Like, magically appearing wine. Like, cool. Wine that appears from the ether. Need to give this man this wine. Very happy with white chai. Oh, we have diary. Is it diary? I started training at the military camp today. I can't help thinking of Carl, who's probably doing the same in Germany. The declaration of war has created havoc. I hope Marie and the neighbours manage to finish in harvest in time. So, we haven't been introduced to some of these characters, but we don't talk to Carl. It felt strange to return to Germany. At least Emile can take extra care of Marie and Victor. Things should calm down in the months to come. It's all so meaningless. After Carl, it's Daddy's turn to leave. Why did they have to call him up? Wasn't it enough to expel my dear sweet love from the lands? Why did they want to put Daddy in uniform? He's too old to fight, and now they've left me all alone in the harvest on the way, and Victor to take care of me. At least I can't wait to get fighting. Maybe it'll ease some of the pain I feel inside. And this is a character we haven't been introduced yet, so I'm not going to read that diary. Let's continue. So we can't go up the ladder. So to solve this, we need to... There must be a thing around here. I'm sure I'm missing one. Can't find it. Never mind. So... time to distract them in. I'm going to make this point now. That sounds a bit of an odd clarinet. I play clarinet myself. It doesn't really sound like that. And the music is pretty catchy. I have to back to normal. I had a panic. I was just talking to myself. Right. Pull the lever, prank. I've already made this joke. Right, let's go talk to my new friend. Time to leave.
August 21st, 1914. Emile's regiment was sent to fight against the 71st German Division, led by Baron von Dorf. The general cheer of the first hours dissipated into the fear of first combat.
August 21st, 1942, Cunez, France. Time to march forward. Carriage charge. Carriage charge. Right, I've done this bit and died at the same point multiple times. Right, I need to report now. Okay. Charging the enemy. Still seems like the most stupid way of combat. They've got machine guns. They've got mortars. Why is charging head on with a couple of muskets and a guy with a sword really going to be a good strategy? What do you say? Everybody just gets killed. A cannonball. What's the point of turning your people into cannonball? Horrible tactics. Generals sit comfy in their chairs and people die. So that stuff isn't really their business. This is horrible. No! And we find Carl.
Miss Marie Chillon. Private Emile Chillon from the 150th Infantry Regiment was wounded by enemy fire on August 21st. He has been captured by the enemy. Hopefully, you shall receive news from him soon. Freddy, Originally from America, enlisted voluntarily in the French forces at the start of the war. Behind his bravery hid a man already devastated by the war's effects. A man with one sole obsession: punish those who had destroyed his life.
Ooh, mysterious plot point.
It was at the Battle of the Marne that Freddy finally picked up the trail of the regiment commanded by Baron von Hof.
Out, we're in Marne. Let's go. First, we need to clip this barbed wire out the way. Move forward. Let's go. Freddy's a big hunky guy. Very big hunky American guy. Probably squish me if I only got anywhere near him, but... We got a new diary. New diary for Emile. We spent yet another day walking. We heard cannon fire for the first time today. I don't want to have to kill. I might stop thinking about it and get some sleep. What does Marie say? The letter gave me such a fright. Poor Daddy. He's been wounded and taken prisoner by the Germans. I don't know if he's seriously injured and if he's being taken well of. I've been told prisoners aren't allowed to receive letters. I shall write to him tomorrow. Are allowed to receive letters beyond the point. Well, we've got to try and blow off the bridge. Let's go. Just seeing if that was collectible there. So I don't always know what I'm looking for, so... Nah, missed. I missed again! Yep. Right, wait for him to fire again. He's got to reload. Go. A brick. This way. You know this one here. Okay, got a map. I've already missed 2 items by the look of it, which sucks. Place dynamite here. That's all set up, that's all set up. Now we push the detonator. There goes the bridge. Next, let's see. Here we go. We've got some facts. Americans in the French army. If I pause it, should do it that way. There we go. That's quieter now. Americans in the French army. 128 Americans enrolled in the French army from the start of the conflict, mostly in Paris, including the poet Alan Seeger. The majority joined the Foreign Legion and took part in the Battle of Marine. Others joined the Air Force and much later became the Lafayette Squadron. 24 gave their lives for France, including Alan Seeger. The media attention they received in the United States played a decisive role in their own country's decision to join the war 3 years later. And the Battle of Marine. Drawn up long before the war, the von Schutzwand plan aimed at swiftly overrunning France via Belgium and northern France, after the August debacle. On September 6th, French troops turned to face the German troops in the decisive Battle of the Marine and prevented the capture of Paris. The battle was first time Franco-British forces managed to halt the German advance and thwart the main German battle plan. The front retreated northwards and stabilised in December, when the trench warfare began in earnest. Let's talk about machine guns. The Great War demonstrated the technical progress of the age, symbolised by the machine gun. World War I devices could now shoot up to 200 bullets before requiring cooling, and were perfectly integrated into infantry attacks. It's just horrible, really. German machine guns' deployment in the front line gave them a vast superiority at the start of the conflict, as you saw at the beginning, where you just charging in with muskets and swords, and then you just get wiped out by machine guns, because it's scientifically more plausible, but still not nice. Alright, however, capture the flag. Flags were powerful symbols for each unit, and once captured became trophies. When overrun soldiers took the time to hide or bury them before being taken prisoner. With the arrival of trench warfare, flags disappeared from the battlefield and only made an appearance at military ceremonies after the front. So we're going to quickly look at the map we got. HQ map. Soldiers do not have a sat-nav to pick their way up through the countryside. Well, yeah. The only tools they had were a compass and a HQ map. Orientation duties were reserved of officers and non-commissioned officers, or NCO you've come across before. So, basic orienteering skills, really. I was an air cadet when I was in my teenage years, so we did a lot of orienteering during those 5 years I was an air cadet. 5, 6 years? It was a very long time. I had left because I had to. But on with the game. We shall continue. Right, next we need is those pipe bombs. That just seems like the most unimpressive explosion ever. I feel like that'd be bigger mixed with a pipe bomb and some other bits that'd be more deadly. Right. I think we've got some. There's another one over here? There we go. Let's see what these are. German cartridges. German 7.92mm Mauser cartridges. I keep forgetting I probably should do this. There we go, right. The diameter of German machine gun ammunition was standard whether used in light Maschinenwerfer and heavy Schwarze Maschinenwerfer SMG. The same diameter was used for the standard German army issue Kar 98K rifle. Yeah, my German is incredibly bad. The only C96 pistol used by officers was the smaller caliber of 7.63mm. So, different guns, different ammo. But standardised ammo probably makes it easier, I would think, for sorting stuff out. Anyway, moving along. Do the trick. Nice job. I'm safe in this trench. Just dead bodies on the side. German, French, doesn't matter. Everybody's, at the end of the day, you become a dead body. It doesn't matter where you've come from, where you're born, it's just, ugh. And that's like the most stereotypical evil German general ever. Reminds me of like the old movies, like Great Escape and all that. Just how stereotypically, like, evil they look. Right, break the ball. Up here. See if I can knock him off. Well, I've knocked him out. That's the most important thing. Let's go. There is another secret over here. Okay. What we got here? Handkerchief. Embroidery. Household linens were precious, and it was often customized with embroidered initials. Contrary to received items, embroidery was not an exclusively female pursuit, and many POWs embroidered during their captivity, which would not surprise me if you're stuck in enemy lines and there's not really a lot to do, because it's a way of showing your mark, I guess, and if you think you're gonna die, it's always a good way to do it. No one of them. Let's go. have such a creepy voice to it. Well, we've got another one. Postcard. A letter from a German soldier. Ugh, right. Pause to make it quiet. Wish it wouldn't do that when I press Y. My dear, a letter from a German soldier. September 16th, 1914. My dear parents, I'm doing fine and the weather is good. I hope everyone is well in Bad Dunkenheim. Our progress is swift. We shall soon be in Paris. What do you want me to bring back for a souvenir, Gunther? It's sometimes uneasy in war to think that the opposition is inhuman or bad, or this or that. But really, they're just the same as you, which is what sometimes gets forgotten. Especially since these people are being dragged in because of assassination and countries getting angry with each other.
Failed. The front line moved back to the north, and with the arrival of winter, froze. Soldiers holed up amid a vast labyrinth of trenches and tunnels that would become the indelible image of the Great War. Karl's regiment retreated to the outskirts of Neuve-Chapelle, the same camp where Emile was being held prisoner.
Say hello to stereotypical evil German officers. Stereotypically evil. Even with the music, it's like stereotypically bad. Oh, you're all evil, we're gonna kill you. So, we've got some more stuff. Prisoners of war. Between 1914 and 1918, over 6 million men were taken as prisoners of war, including 1.2 million Germans and 200,000 British troops. Despite the 1907 Hague Convention and the efforts of the International Red Cross, prisoner conditions and forced labour proved harsh concepts, and hundreds of thousands never made it home, which is just disgusting, really. It's just horrible. So what do we need? The dog wants some water. And look at the cute doggy. He is so adorable. It's just like, oh, little health. Like, just medics don't back them off, really. Let's go. What's the picture? There we go. Got the picture of him. Photo frame. Even though photography was not widespread, many soldiers had their photos taken before setting out into war. Professional prints were developed on photo paper and applied to a hard backing to prevent tearing. Some photos were directly printed as postcards, especially group conscript photos. Plot. It's Carl.
Dearest Papa, we live in a climate of uncertainty. Germans use the people of Saint-Mihiel as human shields against the French bombings. I hope the Germans treat you well, and that your wound is healed. Your grandson sends you kisses. I sent you a picture of him. All my love. Please write soon.
Right. Right, I'm just trying to get it up to the next trigger to save, so let's start by grabbing this. We are going to make some first. So first house is first is I've had bratwurst. That's first. It's actually pretty nice. So when I was in Germany in November, it was actually really nice. Surprised how good it was. Had all these stalls up for the Christmas market and it was delicious. And here come the Brits. And watch the generals flee like buggers. They are so scared of everything. I'm just gonna go hide in the verse house. Oh, Doggy saved us. Doggy trying to save us. Oh, Doggy saved us. Now is that not an adorable doggy? See, dog doesn't care about where you're from. What you find about? They're all people. You need help, you need help. Oh. Shouldn't have been possible. Trying to. Oh, do I need to stand next to him to get it to work? Oh no, I need to pull him up. Where's Carl? He's got in the Zeppelin. Finally reunited with your son-in-law, and you get attached. More red wine. I need to. Oh, I can put my spoon in here, can't I? Maybe not. Sure, we could. But I need to. Oh, the lever's up there. I need to control the dog. Tree. He'll run across. Do I want to press Y? Oh, right. Yeah, I know what I need to do. That was dumb of me. Okay, right. Now you can go get it. Good boy. He's a good doggy. He's a good doggy. He's a good doggy. Now how do I get it off him? There we go. Good dog. I've made a very good new companion friend. Now let's get these artillery shells out of the way and get going. So what we need to do is... Oh yeah, we need to get like a cart or something out of here. There we go. Ushtang. Ushtang. I should know that word. I can't remember it for the life of me right now. God, that's what that does. This. Is that ourselves a doggy friend? Didn't move. Oh, I think I have to climb on. Okay. Got it. Come on. We have more plot. It's the previous plot. Letters remained the only means of communication with the outside world. Radios and telephones were only used for military ends. All soldiers wrote to their loved ones back home. As war correspondence was free of charge, this created logistical and financial problems. 10 billion letters and postcards were sent to and from the front during the war. The early war postal system was chaotic, but then the front was separated into sectors, each with its own postcode. The visit from the military postmaster was eagerly awaited. The Battle of Neuve-Chapelle. March 10th, 1915. British shells literally rained down on German forces. For the first time, this technique, creeping barrage, was used, a barrage where the fire of all unit targets the same position for a period before advancing one line at a time. The infantry advance was synchronized at a safe distance between barrages, so the German lines would then be overrun. That day, 530 cannons fired over 216,000 shells. That is saved a shell weapon for every 2 minutes. Okay, not very pretty. There is a statue. Go in there. Alright, let's go. Let's find our dog. Is this where I came out of? Still haven't found any of the collectibles. I found the picture, but I'm probably missing something. Huh, dig. Okay. Oh, I got him a good doggy. Oh, so he needs to go that way. Oh no, just follow. Looks like I'm just digging. Mash X button to dig. Right. Is the sign this way? Yeah. Now I'm in a trench, I guess. Let's look at the structure. Oh. Ow! Oh. That was bombs. That was a poor life choice. And you're warning me about it. Dumb. Let's not go that way right now. So we need to dig through here. What do we find? Look, of some description. Valiant Stories contest memorabilia. The lace tightener made by Corporal Lucien du Formentel, great-great-grandfather of Valiant Tudors, from a melted-down cartridge case. Lucien served as an electrician in a searchlight division, whose mission was to illuminate enemy positions. Many thanks and congratulations to the winner, Beyond. There you go. Very nice. Come on, boy. You're not coming? Fine. Right. What we need to do is find something to throw at that. Guess if I go too far, I'll trigger a cutscene. Oh, stop. Stop doing it. Nice got bow. Let's go. Put it up there. You can go get it. That's this human femur, I just realised. Oh god. This way, not too far. Okay. Cross. Crucifix. The majority of souls believe in God, and some were symbols of their religion. War officers had to make provisions for different religions, and in a variety of religious ceremonies were performed at the front by different faiths. Priests, vicars, and rabbis offered succor and compassion to the soldiers. Muslim soldiers from the colonies were organised into separate battalions for practical reasons, and their beliefs were also respected. Halal food was provided, as well as Muslim funeral services. Weird to think how the world's changed now, in that sense. Like, it's just, why should we care about what someone believes as long as we don't hurt someone with it? It's the way I see it. That's full of... Wait, I need the bow. I went to... I can't remember where it was. It was one of the, might have been... It was one of the, prisoner of war graveyards. It's one of the war graveyards for the First World War a few years ago. And each of the tombstones has a different religion on it, so you'd have Sikh, you have Muslim sign, or a Christian sign, or a Jewish sign. It's actually very interesting to see how they represented them. So we've got a compass. Soldiers used compasses to gain their bearings in the open countryside. They were used in conjunction with the HQ map. Orienteering was to reserve for officers and non-commissioned officers who issued soldiers with directions. Oh, wrong button. Right, now we've got to be careful not to set off any of these. There we go. Good boy. Let's bust little gear again. Let's go. Toolkit. And sausage. Okay, let's go for the bratwurst. No! No, 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 no! 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 No, 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 no! What can I do?
The British troops continued their attack on Neuve-Chapelle. Their next objective, take back Port Arthur.
This is where we're going to leave it, because we just saved, it's convenient, and we saved again. So, thank you for watching this first part. I hope this didn't turn out too badly and hasn't been too boring. So, thank you again, and see you next time.